what are we doing today?
I think we're just going to talk to everyone.
So if you didn't gather from the title of this video, our house is haunted as hell.
No, it's not.
Was. Might still be.
Working on it.
Been saging.
We do purchase sage. The other one, please. So, if you or someone you know, not sponsored by the way, need some sage, Enchanted Attic on St. Charles Riverfront, they have some pretty good stuff. There's a couple different sizes, different kinds. This has lavender. This is a large size. And you just burn them, and Scamp really likes it because we all chant around the house.
Yeah, you basically just swing it around and say, "Get the fuck out of my house! Get the fuck out of my house!"
Not exactly, but if you want more information on that.
Also, most of our audience is in the UK.
Oh.
So,
well, if you're ever in the United States, St. Charles, Missouri.
If you, for whatever reason, decide that traveling to the Midwest...
and not just that, but the most dangerous city, I think
Detroit took it back. So, we thought we'd do a little bit of like a story time for you guys. Story time.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes! Just kidding.
To kind of talk to you guys about what's been going on in our house. All of the creepy shit that's been happening in our house. And how it's been affecting the dogs.
How it's more than likely... more than possibly, but I like to say it's not my fault.
It is 100%. No, let me rephrase that. It is 1,000,000% your fault. And we'll get into that. So, let's launch our investigation. We're not doing that. Worked way too hard on that gag.
Yeah, this video is not going to be anything like that.
No, we're just going to talk to you guys. But if you do want us to launch a ghost investigation type series, we won't do that.
No. It's kind of a one and done unless it does well. So if you like this kind of stuff, you can like, comment, and subscribe.
Wow.
You like how I just threw that in there?
YouTuber.
Well, first, do you want to talk about my room? Our different backdrop we have going on right now?
Yeah, so this is Bailey's antique room.
So this is my green room. Everything here has been found at various places. I like old things. I like the way they smell. I like thinking about what kind of lives they've had, things they've touched, and where they've been. And they last, which is a testament to how things were made many years ago. So, I like my old stuff.
Okay. So let's talk about the first thing that you brought home.
Merry Christmas.
She bought scary-ass dolls.
I bought cute dolls.
Scary-ass dolls. Porcelain dolls. People are with me on this.
And I wish I had photos to show you because they were cute. There was two of them. A little blonde one and a little brunette one. And they had really cute outfits and they were beautiful. Just in perfect condition.
Terrifying.
And amazing.
I wanted to burn.
So I did everyone at the apartment complex knew our house because...
But you can't burn evil.
Or knew our apartment. Stop. Because We were the Halloween house, like our apartment. Sorry.
You may hear a monster.
It's just Knuckles at our feet.
Yeah.
So anyways, the dolls, when we moved and we bought the house, I had packed up the office and the boxes and didn't really think anything of it. We emptied what we could. We hadn't decided on a place for the desk yet or anything like that. So everything that was in that room was still in boxes in the spare bedroom we have.
So at the time, Bailey was working overnights. So I was here by myself every weekend in a brand new house that I don't know the weird noises that it makes or anything yet. So I was sitting in my game room playing a game, and from my game room I can look out and I can see the hall bathroom. We had a memory foam mattress, or not mattress, but mat that was in our bathroom that didn't quite fit under the door.
Yeah, like in front of the sink.
Yeah. So you'd have to like muscle the door open over this memory foam mat. And I had been lazy and I had kind of kicked it out into the hallway a little bit, so it was like half under the door and half in the bathroom. Shut up. So, and I had closed the door behind me because I didn't like August going in there and drinking out of the toilet, or Scamp eating toilet paper because he does that. He's weird. Anyway, so I had looked out of my game room down the hallway because I felt like I was being watched. And I watched the bathroom door just swing open, which, in order for me to open it, I would have to put a fair amount of pressure on it because the memory foam mat was underneath the door.
It would make me so mad. Like, it would get stuck and you'd let it... I guess most people would be like, well, why don't you get rid of the mat? Well, that would have been smart, but...
Yeah. But it was cushy under our feet. And we like squishy stuff on our pigs. So... fight me. So that was the first creepy ass thing that happened. So like full on just moving shit right out of the gate, which was great. So the following week, I again was in my game room and I had closed the door because I don't want to deal with any of this shit. I'm a big old pussy, so
you cannot say that.
I can say that. I did say that. We're not monetized.
Well,
it's fine.
beep.
Well, anyway, so I had closed the door, and then it sounded like somebody was rooting through our kitchen. Like, slamming cabinets and just going nuts in our kitchen. And Bailey had called me, and I'm freaking out, because I'm like, somebody's in our house. I'm probably going to get murdered, or I'm going to have to murder someone. So I'm waking up August, who's our big mean pibble that honestly would have left me for dead. But it made me feel better. And I made my way out into the main area of the house, and no one was here. So nothing looked out of place. No one was here. I had every light in the house on, looking for stuff.
Yes,
Nothing.
when I came home at 8 in the morning.
And I hadn't slept.
Every single light was on in the house.
Yeah.
So in the second bedroom, when we would leave or go anywhere, all the lights would be off, and we would keep, like one on like most people do, just so people think they're home,
Usually
whatever.
our living room.
Usually in the living room. And every night we were coming home, that light would be on in the bedroom.
We were so convinced that we were just thinking that one of us was leaving the light on, to the point where when I was leaving the house, I would say, turned off the light, closed the door.
Yes, because
before I left the house.
I thought he was messing with me, and he thought I was messing with him.
Yeah.
So one day, me and my mom were going through some of the boxes, and I was getting this room set up because we had just finished painting it, and I wanted to get some of my antiques out. So when we were going through the box, I pulled out the dolls, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they've been in here this whole time. They need to come in the green room." I was like, they're perfect. They matched everything. Kind of looked like the people I have in the paintings that you can't see. But so I was like, cool. And I set them on the chair. in the living room. I have this yellow chair that most people probably think is hideous, but I love it. Augie is very weird. She seems very in tune with stuff. And she would, like, you know, from time to time, stop in this room, kind of in the area of the chair, and do head tilts. No crazy stripes down her back, or... She didn't seem scared, is what I mean. Like...
She seemed very intrigued.
Intrigued, like she was gonna play with something in her puppy way. So that kind of went on a few times, but then what really kind of scared me one night was, and I almost went over to my mom's, I was so scared, is I was sitting on the chase on the couch. I had Scamp up here, and I had August kind of at my feet at the end of the chase. And then we were sitting on the couch, and it was like, the curtains started blowing, but there was nothing that could have been blowing them. It looked like the curtains were blowing, like the window was open. When this stuff started escalating, I found out later that Josh would walk past the dolls, give them the middle finger, tell them "fuck you."
Yeah.
And so
porcelain dolls.
I think that he blames me, but I think we would have been fine had you not been cursing at the dolls.
I hadn't been cursing at the dolls. I had no idea they were here, and they were fucking with me.
So anyways, all the activity, and I apologize, it's probably going to be painful. I keep saying, anyways, like, I read that you can't just dispose of the doll, or dolls. It's bad. So, like, no setting them on fire or anything. You have to rehome the doll. So what I did was probably worse, and I took them to Goodwill, and it was the nicest freaking lady that helped me unload them in my car, and I felt immensely awful, and we came home, and the most bizarre thing was it felt so different in the house.
Lighter.
But I know those dolls were haunted. There was no question about it.
They're creepy. Don't buy dolls. They're creepy. And then, just recently, what'd you do, Bailey?
I went to a real cool store, and I got something cool, but it was not cool.
Pretty sure Bailey brought a demon home.
I don't know that we should say that out loud. I was down again at the same riverfront with my little sister, and... Just
one second. It's not coincidence that they also sell sage on the riverfront.
It was on Ghost Hunters. If you watch that, they did come and do a thing down there, because the area is known to be pretty haunted.
Also with an abundance of brothels.
All the brothels. You'll hear that. And we're not going to explain it. So we went into the store and we're looking around, and it sounds crazy, but Ashley, my sister, always likes to go there because they have McDonald's toys from like years and years and years and years ago. She always finds cool ones. So we went upstairs immediately. It's a big old house, and she's digging through the things, and then I look around like I do, and then I caught this canteen like looking at me. It was hanging on a wall. It was a Girl Scout canteen, and I thought that was really cool. It had the logo on it, and then part of my favorite thing, which kind of goes with the I like things that are lived in, was handwritten on the back was a name, and it said Brandon, which I thought, for a Girl Scout, it's kind of odd. It must be a last name or something. We look in all the rooms. We go downstairs. I see this dog thing that I really like. It's over there.
Yeah.
And so it was about the same price, and I put the canteen on a shelf, which I know is kind of bad. I probably shouldn't have done that, but so I decided to get the dog. So I got the dog, and I go back upstairs, and Ashley's giving him her stuff, and I put my stuff up there, and he says to me, "Oh, are you not getting the canteen?"
This is when it gets creepy.
So he says, "Oh, are you not getting that canteen?" And he said, "I saw you with it earlier." And I thought, oh my God, this guy thinks I'm stealing. And I said, "Oh no, I just found this item and I liked it so much more, and I'm trying to watch what I spend or whatever." And he was like, "Well, everything's 30% off." And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to go get the canteen." And so I went back downstairs, I got the canteen, and I brought it up. He had everything bagged up in the bag, and the canteen's sitting on the counter. he didn't touch it. And he left it out of the bag, which I thought was kind of strange, but I was like, whatever.
Would not touch the physical canteen.
No.
Had a tag on it, right?
Yeah.
That he grabbed and plucked off of it without touching the canteen.
Yeah.
And then refused to put it in the bag.
So I'm holding the canteen and I'm talking to him, telling him about my green room. And his whole disposition changed. I just thought he really thought I was trying to steal or something. I understand.
Well, you are shifty, so. So yeah, Bailey brought it all home and she took it all out and was showing me everything. And the little chair that she had bought it's a display for dolls. And I have made a hard and fast rule that we don't buy anything that has to do with dolls anymore.
It had been used as a plant stand.
So it had already gotten a strike on her on her list of items she had brought home. But then she showed me the canteen thing. I thought it was super neat. It was cool, and I actually started researching it, or we started researching it, and found out it was from the 1950s. Mm-hmm. So 1950 to 1960, and then I started looking up Brandon as a female name, which we actually found out was a popular female name around that time. So we watched TV, got the dogs all ready for bed, and we went into our bedroom, and we were just kind of hanging out in there before we actually went to sleep. And out of nowhere, Augie stands up in the bed, stripe up on her back, starts growling and barking out into the hallway.
It was pretty scary. This was another instant where we're like, did we lock the door?
Yeah. So it was just kind of out of character for her.
Very. And it was unsettling to see her like that.
And she's just fixated on the hallway. And she jumped down and was kind of creeping towards the door of the bedroom into the hallway. Stripe still up, still kind of growling and being very cautious. And then she quickly ran into the hallway, and we could hear her barking out here in the main area of the house. So we get up, I make my way out here, and I can see Augie sitting in the living room, and she's looking into the room that we're sitting in right now.
The green room. The
green room. And I call her, and I'm trying to get her to come to me, and she won't come over to me. So Bailey comes out, and we're kind of trying to suss out what's wrong because her stripe's still up and she looks terrified.
And so then I'm looking at Josh and I'm saying, there's only, I only brought home a couple things today. Do you think I did this again? Thinking of the dolls. And he was like, well, give me that chair. He was convinced it was going to be the chair.
Yeah, it was.
The little chair.
So I grabbed the chair and I walked it over to Augie and I set it in front of her and no reaction.
She was fine with it. Sniffed it, whatever.
Sniffed it. Stripe's still up, but wasn't aggressively reacting to the chair. And then you had said, well, the only other thing in here is the dog that I bought. So I showed Augie the dog that you had bought. Nothing. She paid it no attention. And you were saying, oh, well, that's it. That's all we have.
And then I went to, turn around, and that's when I saw the canteen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well... And after she had no reaction to the other items, I was like, well, she's just being a psychopath. So I saw the canteen and I said, oh, I forgot. I have this. And then Josh grabs it and he's holding it and looking at it.
Before I, presented it to Augie and I was looking at it and I started walking towards her.
She was backing up.
And as soon as she saw that the canteen was coming towards her, she started scooting backward. Bailey brought this home. I keep telling him not to bring home antiques, and let me demonstrate as to why. Augie, what do you think of this canteen? What do you think of this canteen, though? What do you think of the canteen, though?
She's scared.
Is it haunted? Does it have a ghost attached to it? So we decided that we had to get rid of it. So Bailey bagged it up and wrote a note, and we took a trip down to the riverfront to return it, which you can see right now.
It's in the car.
Talk about it.
Bailey's certain that it's a demon.
Don't.
Well, her mom's certain it's a demon.
We're still driving.
We are still driving, but we'll be alright. See that building? It was a brothel. You see that building? Also a brothel. You see that building? That was a nunnery, but that one right there was a brothel.
A ghost. An apparition.
A ghost? Oh no! A ghost! Oh hey! That's where we get married.
This is the house. This is it.
Alright.
Should I just put it on those steps?
You can get it up by the door.
You think I should walk up to the building?
Yeah. Time for you to go return it.
In my pajamas.
Yeah.
On a
Well,
rainy, cold night.
you want me to take it?
I'm just scared of someone will step on
I can take it if you want me to.
Okay, yeah. See, the thing is, I put it in a fresh time bag, so at least I was nice. Curiosities. I'm sure is some curiosities in the store. Cursed freaking objects. Goodbye, canteen.
She said goodbye whenever I set it down.
Shut up.
I'm kidding. Bye, demon! Just a couple nights ago, Bailey was out here in the living room and I was in the bedroom with the bullies. And Bailey heard a loud, like, thump or what sounded like a cabinet closing.
Yeah, I thought Josh had been in the kitchen and I was going, Joshua, and long story, we don't need to go into why, but we have walkie-talkies.
Because we're awesome.
Yeah.
If you don't have a walkie-talkie, then fuck you.
Why wouldn't you have, yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, I know we have cell phones, but how cool is it to be able to talk, like, because you can't really hear each other from both sides of the house. So we just got walkie-talkies. It's cool. But anyways, and I said it again. I walkie-talkie and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, because it scared me. It was in the middle of the night. I'm watching TV. I should be sleeping. And he says, he comes through on the walkie and says, what do you mean? I'm in the bedroom. And it was quiet for a minute, and I was like, Joshua, get out here! And didn't know what it was, and I was like, is any of the cabinets open? Because I thought you were in the kitchen. And he went through, and he's like, no, nothing's out of place. And then my book was in the middle of the floor in this room. So it wasn't just sitting on the edge of something either. No, it was behind
This book was behind a...
it's my keepsake box.
Yeah, so behind a box. Yeah, so there's no way for it to just fall off the damn Vitrola. It would have had to have been picked up over the box and like chucked. And it made it probably about 4 or 5 feet away from the Vitrola to land in the middle of the room.
And it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And it made me mad because it's my book. Why are you throwing it on the ground?
It's Harry Potter. Like, don't be a dick.
And I think Knuckles has to go potty. So, that's our story time. Have fun editing that.
Oh,
it's a long one.
Yeah. Alright. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. Alright. Bye. Say bye, Knuckles.